will never date a man that has children, period. Especially a man that has children under the age of like 10. God hasn't been broken up with his baby mom for more than 10 years. You know what, I'm sticking to, I've just never dated a man with children. We're in this whole pickup line. There's nothing I can do. You can keep scrolling or you can choose to ignore it. I say that I would never date a man with children as a single mother to 2 children. So I got 2 baby dads. I'm a credible source. When I tell you, like, a baby mom, especially that first baby mom, is always going to hold a very special place in that man's heart. Again, credible source. You can choose to listen to me or you can choose to not listen to me. That's totally up to you. If there's ever a sliver of doubt in your mind, go with your gut. Go with your gut. Because I'm telling you, even if that baby mom is not interested, chances are that the baby dad is still, you know, thinking about her or wanting to be with her or would be with her in a second if she said, come on, let's go. Yeah. 9 out of 10 times, it's not the baby mom that's the problem. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm cool as a fan. I'm cool as a cucumber. I feel like I'm a really cool baby mom to have. The way some of these girls be doing their baby dads that are like decent guys, I feel like I'm cool. Like, I'm the one you want to have on your side. I don't want either of my baby dads. I can tell you that right now. But, I still got my baby dad that's in jail texting me. Good night, I love you. No, sir. Anyways, take that information with a grain of salt. My personal opinion.
Does not compute. Does not compute. Does not compute.
Alright fam, to all my viewers, I guarantee you that this gorilla did not add that crying baby sound in the background. That is 100% from her video. Yes, you are seeing this unedited, pure and raw. A baby mama of 2 small kids thinks that she has the demands to go out and say that she will never date up a single father because she is a credible source expert, because the first baby mama has a special place in her heart. Wait a minute, Colleen. If that place is so special, why are you not with the baby daddy? Why is he not in the picture? Maybe the place was only half special, as in more special to you than it was to him. Maybe you chose wrong. Maybe he wanted to stick around and you thought you could do better. Who knows? Point is, you're single. You're damaged goods. And you think you have the high ground to demand anything? And I gotta say, Colleen, you saying that the baby dad would come back and be with the baby mom in an instant? I mean, I'm assuming that you're talking about your own situation here. So hold up, let me get this straight. You believe that the baby dad of your first kid is gonna want to come back to you after you had a baby with another baby daddy? Wow, you are overestimating your value by, like 1,010%. Either that or the guy's SMV is so low that you are levels above him. And that speaks volumes right there. Expectation management is not just warranted here. It is damn near a requirement at this point. And the funny thing is that she says that 9 times out of 10, the problem isn't the baby mama. How many baby dads do you have again? So who is the common denominator there again, Colleen? You see there, Colleen, this is what men would say. You trying to shift the blame somewhere else or lack accountability. Let me point something out. You said that your first baby daddy is in jail and he still texts he loves you and he would go back to you. So obviously the problem isn't you. You know, you would have a point, except for the obvious. You have 2 baby daddies and both of them are not in your life. So that's you pushing the accountability of, hey, you know what? These are the results of your choices. You chose them. Okay, Colleen, let me flip this around. When a young man goes out there and buys a ring and he puts a ring on it and he proposes to a woman and he marries her, and then 10 years down the road she divorces him and takes half his stuff. At some point that young man has got to say, hey, you know what? No one put a gun to my head to marry her. I did that on my own. These are consequences of my own actions. Maybe I didn't vet her right. I didn't get a prenup. I didn't think it through. So if this gorilla can hold a man to that standard, he can easily hold a baby mama of 2 baby daddies to the standard of, hey, the problem isn't that your baby daddies, the problem is you choosing them. But don't worry, there's always a blue pill beta simp that's about 15 years your senior, ready to help you raise those kids. You're just gonna have to swallow your pride, among other things, to be with him. Moving on.
Signs of a weak man. He gets easily influenced by others. He's addicted to corn. He prioritizes pleasure over everything else. He doesn't take responsibility for his actions. He's afraid to say no. He has a victim mentality. He's not able to handle criticism. He's always blaming others for the outcome. Sloppy handshake. Weak eye contact. Weak body posture. Always dependent on others. Always chasing women. He has low self-esteem and low confidence. He's a slave to comfort.
Erroneous! Erroneous! Erroneous on both counts.
Oh, Lord. Oh, this sugar baby style Colleen just dropped 14 one-liners as if they were facts and we're supposed to take them at face value. Unfortunately for her, and on this channel, we audit everything. So let's go through her entire list and See if she's right about weak men. Number 1, easily influenced by others. I have to ask, how do you categorize influence? Like if other men tell him, hey, she's a gold digger, you should dump her. He got easily influenced by them and he dumped me. Number 2, addicted to corn. Corn addiction is a bad thing. I agree with that one. I consider corn just like alcohol. Corn responsibly. Number 3, pleasure over everything else. Queen, you just described a player, not a weak man. Number 4, doesn't take responsibility for his actions. Question there. Does that include when women lay the blame for their own actions on men and call them weak if they don't accept that? Number 5, afraid to say no. That's too vague of a blank statement. It really is subjective as to the situation. Number 6, victim mentality. Again, Queen, that's subjective. If a man complains he got divorce raped, you would say that's a victim mentality. Number 7, not able to handle criticism. What you may call criticism, another man may call nagging. Number 8, blaming others for the outcome. Again, this is subjective, but this gorilla will agree with that more often than not because that ties into the vetting process. Number 9, sloppy handshake. My question is, how do you know that? Sounds to me like you got that from someone else. I doubt you go around shaking every man's hand. Number 10, always dependent on others. Queen, you understand that being dependent on others is part of networking, right? If you're talking about a boy toy who's dependent on you to pay for his stuff, that's one thing. A guy who uses his contacts to make a business happen, that's another. Number 11, weak eye contact and weak body posture. Again, where did you get this one from? That kind of describes a boy, not a man, to be honest with you, but okay. Number 12, always chasing women. Again, you just described a player, not a weak man. Number 13, low self-esteem and confidence. Yeah, that's a blue pill beta simp right there. I'll agree with you on that one. Number 14, slave to comfort. Again, that's a boy toy. That's not a weak man. I'm sorry, but some things on this list makes me think that you have money and the roles have been reversed and you hate the fact that boy toys are coming around for your money. Maybe this gorilla's wrong, but hey, the truth is there's a reason you made this list, Colleen. Moving on.
Ever been in a situation where you start dating a guy, things are going really well, he's being very consistent with you, he's planning dates, he wants to see you all the time, he's texting you all the time, calling you all the time, and you're like, wow, okay, he really likes me, I love that. And then all of a sudden, maybe a couple weeks in, maybe a month or two in, he starts to panic and he's like, I'm so sorry, things are moving too fast. And you're like, hold on. You've been the one reaching out. You've been the one making the plans. How is this moving too fast when you're the one setting the pace? It doesn't make sense, but here's the thing. Men don't realize that sometimes actually do need space. We as women need to be the ones to set the pace. I get that the both of you are super excited. You want to see each other all the time. You want to be in each other's energy. It's new, it's fresh, it's exciting. But you're killing the relationship before it even has a chance to get started. This is why we as women have to slow it down, because a man who really likes you, especially in the beginning, will go from 0 to 100 really quick. It's up to you to be like, actually, these are my boundaries.
All right, this queen is complaining because there are some men out there who actually start up the dating process on a high and then it fizzles out. Question, isn't that what women usually do? Because everything that she said so far would sound logical. No problem, except if you see it from a woman's standpoint, yeah, it would sound logical. If you see it from a man's standpoint, it's like, wait a second, hold up. Each and everything that you're complaining about is what women have been doing to men. And now that men do it to women, now it's a problem. Now it's an issue. Women are the ones who invented ghosting practically in dating and fizzling out. So what's good for the geese is good for the gander, right? Also, the thing about women have to control the pace of a relationship. First of all, women are not the ones who actually give out relationships. Women control the pace for other things. Dating is a dynamic. It's a balance of two things. For example, women are the gatekeepers to bedroom intimacy. Men are the gatekeepers to relationships. Between the two of you is how the pace is set. It says, when do you believe that women have the monopoly on both aspects of both sides of the relationship? Wow, modern day womanism has really done a number on these queens.
Don't say that, but these are my boundaries. I'm only seeing this man once or twice a week in the beginning, okay? And then we're gonna build up to seeing him on a more consistent basis. You have your own life. You have your own things going on. You don't need to drop your entire life for this person that you literally don't even know, that you just met a week or two ago. Okay? Focus on your own life and fit him in where you can. There's no need to be texting all the time. There's no need to be in communication all the time. The second that you start acting like you're in a relationship after like the first week, it's like, take a step back. You don't know this person. Something that men will never tell you is that they love hearing no. If you tell a man no, he subconsciously thinks that he has to work that much harder for it. So if you say, no, I've got plans with my girls on that day, sorry, we can do another day. He's like, wow, okay, she has her own life. She has her own things going on. She's not afraid to tell me no. That makes me want to see her that much more. And I promise you, you're setting yourself up for long-term success.
Oh, hell no.
This queen states that men love hearing no. Wow. The truth is that Single women love to keep women single. It's not men love hearing no. That is terrible advice. It's one thing that a man likes to know that you have your own life going. It's another thing that you just say no for everything. And he's going to think, okay, if you can't make time for me, I'm just going to go on to somebody else. Ladies, let me put this another way. If a guy is able to get a date with you and you believe that you're all that, you believe that you're a 10, well, think about it this way. That means that he has a capability of dating 10s, right? So what makes you think he can't replace you? For every action, there's a reaction. Now, this girl is not saying drop everything to be with him. This gorilla is saying that just like you have your own schedule, he has his own schedule. And if you can't fit into his schedule, he'll find someone else who will. Communication is important, but just saying no to say no. Oh no, I've got a girls' night. I'm going to go out with my girls. Sorry, bye. What does a man think about that? Oh, so you value your time with your girlfriends more than you would a possible relationship with me? Cool. Hey, that's your prerogative. I'm just going to find another woman who's going to value me more than a girl's night out. And let me say it, this gorilla can promise you that her promise is an empty one. I promise you, you follow the advice that this woman's given. All the valuable men, I'm talking about the guys who would be worthy suitors, are going to go find another woman who's going to be on their program. Because you have to understand, women love to date up. A guy who's going to change his schedule and his lifestyle for you, that's not an upgrade. That's a downgrade. That's a blue pill simp who's got nothing. You're the best thing for him. So you're not going to be that attracted to him, or eventually you're going to leave him. A guy who's got a winning program, a guy who makes money, or basically the upgrade, is the one that you're going to be attracted to. And following this Queen's advice, you think that putting an ultimatum on him is going to set you up for success? No, it's going to set you up for being a spot on his roster, but never the main. But go ahead and follow this Queen's advice. I'm pretty sure you girls love sloppy seconds. Moving on.
Part 9 of my series of exposing the covert narcissist. Let's talk about financial. Financial can take on many forms, depending if you are an income earner or if you're not. If you are solely dependent on your narcissist for any money that you may have, you are at an extremely vulnerable position. And they can take advantage of that at any time, in which they do. The flip side is that you do earn your own money, and they expect you to pay for everything, which was, like in my case, I took on the financial burden of pretty much everything. But how could I accept that? How could I say that that was okay? Well, it's because he groomed me very well. Because he had the utmost potential in life. Remember, I had to support him. He wasn't there yet. But if I only invested not only myself and my love, but my money as well, well, then he can concentrate on himself to make himself what he was always meant to be. They will go on and tell you that no one's ever believed in them, and that finally they have found someone that does. So you love them, and all you want to do is prove that to them. So you support them monetarily, emotionally, psychologically. You are their cheerleader, you are their biggest supporter, and you will self-sacrifice to your own detriment in order to help them out.
I don't believe I heard you correctly.
All right, to my viewers, let me make this very clear. This gorilla does not condone any kind of mistreatment of any way, shape, or form. And downplaying mistreatment is not what this gorilla is about to audit here. What I am auditing is the blatant double standard of victimhood. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did my viewers not hear what I just heard? She said, in her own words, financial mistreatment on the one hand is if you are 100% dependent on someone else for finances, you are a victim. Okay, and then she says the other way is if you are the one who's paying for everything, you are the victim. What? I don't believe I heard that correctly. Let me get this straight. So if the man is paying for everything and you are receiving money from him, that means that he can control you, so you're the victim there. But if you're paying for everything and he's receiving the money from you, that means that you're the victim as well. Irregardless, women play the victim role the whole time. And you said that mistreatment was because he groomed me to pay for everything? And he lived off of your money? When you women say groomed, you're replacing the word manipulation, which is what women are experts at. I mean, 9 times out of 10, women can manipulate men way more than men can manipulate women. So when you have that 10 out of 10, it's a problem. Oh, it's not fair. He can't do that. And he groomed you to, support him monetarily, emotionally, and psychologically. And you self-sacrifice for him. You just described what men do for women. So are you saying that the vast majority of men are the victims because they're doing these things? If your standards are that everyone's the victim, then no one's the victim.
Why? Because they have fed you a story. A story that if they just get there, you will get everything you want in life. You'll get someone who is successful and who can provide and who can give you finally all the attention and investment that you deserve. However, it will never happen. Their money is their money. Even after you leave and you have children together, the financial abuse doesn't stop. I was so ingrained in that cycle of me paying for everything that I just continued to do so. I continued to provide for my children, paid for their school, and it was like nothing had changed because nothing had changed. and they go on accepting it. And the moment that you ask for it back, any kind of payback, when you're separated, it doesn't happen. They will come up with every single excuse to deny you and to say that any kind of payback is unjustified, making sure that you will still be financially abused. That is why the courts are the only avenue that can possibly fix this. God willing.
Fam, am I hearing this right? Did she just make the argument that every father out there who has to pay child support to a narcissist ex-wife and use that as a definition for financial mistreatment? So hold up there a second, Colleen. Are you saying that this only applies when women have to pay, which is a very small percentage of the ones who are paying child support? Now, all of a sudden, it is extremely unfair. It is mistreatment, except the difference is the courts still favor women. So this tells me that you were a boss babe who was with a guy who made you fall for him. You married him. No one put a gun to your head. No one told you you have to marry this guy. He told you what you wanted to hear. You had kids with him. He never put his part other than being, I'd say, a stay-at-home dad, because it sounds like that's what he was. You got fed up with it because you felt that it was his duty to make more money so you could become a stay-at-home mom. That never happened. You got divorced or separated. It really seems the way you're talking that he has custody of the children, and somehow this equates to the total mistreatment of women. This happens 90% plus to men, but somehow it is a valid complaint about men when it finally happens to a woman. Hey, you Queens are the ones who listen to womanism. You got empowered. You have it all. You got the career. You got the kids. You have the man. But because life wasn't perfect, oh, poor is you. All I can say to that is 99% of my male viewers are going to look at you and say, first time, welcome to the club. But don't worry, Queen. Better days are ahead. The laws are bound to change to balance things out. So instead of it being 90-10, eventually it'll be 50-50. And then all of you Queens will feel the weight that men have been feeling from family court all these years. Yeah, count on the courts to swing the other way. I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.